Coming into the season, I have high expectations for the softball team, even though we've been devastated by graduation losses. We have a lot of talent. They just don't know it yet, and they're going to have to grow into their roles. But by the end of the season, we should be making a lot of noise in the Maple and the state tournament. I have a few returners on the team who are really going to have to step up and prove themselves this season, and they've been working very hard waiting for this opportunity. So I have high expectations of them, and I imagine they'll do quite well. Someone who's going to be carrying a great load is junior Morgan Valio, who will be occupying either second base or third base duties this year, depending on who's pitching. Both of our pitchers, Jade Assad, a sophomore, and Haley Krobach, a junior, are going to have increased pressure on them to really own the opposition, and they both have the potential to do that, so I'm very excited to see them develop. I have 3 new freshmen who are just wonderful. The first on that list would have to be Andrea Dorsa, who is a local kid from Blairstown, who will be in the outfield, and in our preseason trip to Florida was the first Blair softball player in a number of years to hit it out of the park. So one of her first at-bats, she hit it out of the park and set the tone for our team, and I expect more great things from her. Brianna Blair, whose older brother plays on the baseball team here, who has a beautiful swing and a great work ethic and will be doing some great things for Blair. And Jane Kim, who is somewhat new to the sport. She's a soccer star, but she has embraced the role of being a pinch run specialist, and she's a lightning on the bases. So she knows that how she develops will be the difference. She'll be the difference. One of the things that's very important to any Blair softball player is that they understand how to be a teammate, a great teammate. Yes, they may have, they will learn and acquire softball skills, but they really need to develop their character and their strength, their internal strength and their mental strength. And we do a lot for them to really improve their mental toughness. And anyone coming out of the Blair softball program is going to know how to have fun, how to support each other, how to be honest about their own strengths and weaknesses, and how to value their contribution and the contribution of those around them.
And welcome in, everybody, for some more Blair Academy softball presented by the Strive Network alongside Derek Raymond. I'm Tom Monfiletto, and we'll be bringing you this out-of-conference matchup here for the Blair Academy Buccaneers, who are on an absolute tear of late, and they take on the Vernon Township High School Vikings here at Kroner Field. Blair comes into the game 7-6 on the year, coming off an excellent, important victory against their rival, the Petty School, on Wednesday that saw Jade Assad throw 16 strikeouts. I'll say that again, 16 strikeouts in that game, which was a huge Maple victory that put them in the driver's seat for a Maple championship. And today is another opportunity for them to improve and another opportunity for them to just stay hot.
Yeah, you mentioned Assad's incredible 16 strikeout performance. I've never seen anything like that in baseball, softball, on any level, college, high school, or professional for that matter. 16 strikeouts is unbelievable. And not only that, she helped herself and her team out at the plate too. She had, I think, 2 RBIs on the day, and so she was an all-around excellent tool. And today she's going to be playing first base, hoping to keep that bat hot and support her defense. Also warming up earlier today, I saw Brianna Blair just absolutely just focused and crushing it inside the cage. So I'm looking for her to be a standout batter today.
She is somebody that Coach Conforti Browse definitely mentioned before the season started as somebody with an incredible work ethic. Her brother Eddie we've seen on the baseball field, so looking to get some opportunity today as well. Excuse me. Just wanted to remind everybody that this is going to be available at this very same link on YouTube forever after the conclusion of the event. We've had some questions about that, about where the video goes afterwards, and it is right on our YouTube page. If you go go to strivenetwork.tv. You might be able to find it there. We have a calendar on the kind of middle right side of our webpage that shows all of our recent games, and there should be a link there. And also on the homepage, there's a slider that has a thumbnail up of the game and its time, and a button where you can click on it and watch the game at any time. So we have been fortunate enough to do a good amount of Blair athletics this spring. We've done a boys lacrosse game, a girls lacrosse game, 2 baseball games. This is our second softball game. We will return on Monday for another girls lacrosse matchup against Warren Hills, I believe, and I might be Walk Hill Valley. And then we have a boys lacrosse game on their senior day at the Bowl on May 17th, which is a week from tomorrow, which is a week from Saturday. So that'll be a fun one, too. They will play Oratory Prep. So this is the second softball game. This is a regular season matchup as Blair gets ready for the state tournament and eventually to play for the Maple Championship. They play Hill tomorrow, which is a big game for them. They beat them the first time they played 17-2, and then if they win 1 out of 2 against Mercersburg in their last games of the season, they will clinch at least a share of the Maple title. And one of the big reasons why they are in this situation is the power, the energy, and the athleticism of their center fielder, the freshman Andrea Dorsa. Against Lawrenceville, she was 1 for 3 with a 2-run home run over the fence. She parked it.
Pretty unbelievable shot.
I have never seen that in high school. And against Petty, she was also 1 for 3 with an RBI, so she is a freshman, but she plays like a fifth-year senior and is incredibly mature for her age and is somebody that this entire school is excited to watch as her career progresses. Coach Conforti-Browse has been here over 25 years. She's also an English teacher. She's the director of the leadership programs here at Blair, and she graduated herself from Blair in 1979. So we want to thank her for all the help that she has given us and some of the insight about her team as we gain some decent perspective on a team that struggled a little bit earlier in the year. They graduated a lot of seniors. They had some injuries, specifically to Haley Krobach, who's their starting shortstop, and a pitcher who hurt herself at Mercersburg. She came back. She threw a perfect game in her last outing on the mound, and she will be pitching today for the Buccaneers. And we'll take a look at the starting defense for the Bucs, and it sees Haley Krobach at pitcher, Jill McKenna behind the plate. Jade Assad will move over to first base. Morgan Valio will be playing second base, had a couple big plays against Petty. Rachel Hoffman will move from first base to shortstop. Emily Wan will play third. Carly Newfield, the only senior on the team, will be playing left field. Andrea Dorsa in center, and Emily Court in right field. She'll be getting a start today as we saw her getting a bat late in the game against Petty, and she has a really, really nice swing. Another young player for this Blair team that's been able to contribute significantly. So it should be a good one here today. The remaining schedule for the Bucs after today, they will take on the Hill School tomorrow. That's right here at home. Then they'll take on Phillipsburg, kind of a local, almost local rival, and that will be on the 12th, which is Monday. That'll be back here. On Tuesday, they start the state tournament, so they have the semifinals of the states. I believe it is a double elimination tournament, and that will be on Tuesday, and then the finals will then be on Thursday. So the state tournament will be wrapped up by the 15th. And then they have another game scheduled against Warren Hills that could be moved based on when the state final game will be played. And then on the 17th, they end their season with a doubleheader at Mercersburg. It'll be the second trip that they've taken to Mercersburg. And as I said earlier, one win in that doubleheader will guarantee at least a tie. If they win against Hill and then they get at least one win against Mercersburg, it guarantees at least a tie for the Maple title.
And the Maple title and the entire conference is so competitive, and it was great to see them win on Wednesday against Petty to put themselves in the driver's seat to at least control their own destiny here. Like you said, you've got a lot of good teams in Hill and Mercersburg, Petty, Blair. All these different teams are powerhouses in their own right. So it's going to be a tall order for Blair to come out with those couple victories to give them a share. But very possible they could win out and end it here with with the title.
Yeah, and that they kind of control their own destiny here. It's going to be exciting to see how this season unfolds. That started a little bit slowly, but it is getting very exciting at quite the right time. The starting lineup for the Vernon Vikings is as follows. Taylor Conklin will play shortstop and bat first. Lindsay Verico will play third base and bat second. Jen Lancelotti will play second base and bat third. Emily Cox will play first and bat fourth. Regina Incarnato will pitch, and she'll bat fifth. Amanda Headley will play center field. She'll bat sixth. Julie Cacase will catch. She'll bat seventh. Jasmine Wentz in left field will bat eighth. And Morgan Fox is the DP, and she will bat ninth. And the flex will be Jackie Schieffer, who will be playing in right field today. So the DP, a little bit different than the DH. They have a little bit more leeway with what they can do with that position. They have some more opportunities to go in the field and vice versa. So it should be a good one here today. We'll go over that once again. You have Conklin, Verico, Lancelotti, Cox, Incarnato, Headley, Cacase, Wentz, Fox, and Schieffer batting for Vernon. So we're just going over the ground rules here. I'm sure there's a lot of book rules being laid out. My experience whenever I take the ground rules is that I need to learn the book because there are so many book rules, and
Yeah.
I don't really know what it means.
You kind of forget all the little intricate rules of baseball and softball. It's not just a hit, throw, and catch kind of a game, although at the most basic level it is. They're probably going over ground rules. You'll see as we pull the camera out here, you'll see a dotted line. This is what's in play here. So if the ball at any point goes past this line, it's out of play, and the runners we saw on Wednesday that
It worked to their advantage.
It worked to Blair was in the field and they threw it out. And usually, that's bad because everyone will advance. But in fact, it worked to their advantage in keeping the runners at bay. Saved a run here. So going over some ground rules, and here it's a nice lay of the land here. This field, I was here a little bit before 11 o'clock, and they were already working on it. They were putting speedy dry, making sure the infield's nice and dry. They were mowing the lawn, repainting. They were maintaining it to a T, as all Blair facilities are here.
It takes time. It takes time and effort to make something look this good, Derek.
Love and care.
Love and care. TLC.
A little bit of TLC.
So Coach Conforti Browse is going over the book rules here at home plate. Jade Assad, you see there in the background, number 7, had herself a fantastic, historic day on Wednesday. 16 strikeouts. She threw a complete game. She got the win, and it was just an outstanding performance. I don't know, I think 3 times there were runners on second and third, less than 2 outs. She was able to get out of the inning with strikeouts galore. It was fun to watch.
I called her a drama queen because she kind of embraced the pressure and the drama that was second and third with less than 2 outs and trying to get out of it. So drama queen in a good sense.
In the best way possible.
Best possible.
You also see her there standing with number 2, Emily Wan. Emily Wan from Freehold, New Jersey, has been a utility player for this team, and she will be batting leadoff today. She batted leadoff against Petty, and kind of an all-around athlete that has done wonders for this Blair team. She also plays on the field hockey team as well. And here come the Buccaneers onto the field, and we will take another look at their defense as we go around the diamond once again. Jill McKenna behind the plate. Haley Krobach will be throwing. I believe it's the first time she has thrown since her perfect game against Walk Hill Valley. Emily Wan will be playing third base, as we mentioned. Rachel Hoffman, who usually mans the first base duties, is playing shortstop. Morgan Valio will be playing second base. Jade Assad at first. Emily Court in right field. Andrea Dorsa in center. And Carly Newfield in left. So Coach Conforti Browse mentioned how important the defense was before the Petty game. And ironically, the defense wasn't really needed, Derek, because they only had 5 of the 21 outs that were recorded went into the field, so went beyond the catcher's glove. So if they can do that again, that's a pretty big recipe for success.
It's best to not to have to rely on crazy defensive plays when your pitcher can just go ahead and fire it in there. Her pitching performance was unbelievable in that she maintained her composure the entire time. We talked about, the several instances where she had runners at second and third with less than 2 outs, but she was able to maintain her composure and really hit her spots. I think I may have seen only 2 or 3 pitches where she missed and left it up, and those times they were crushed. But the outfield and the rest of the defense was able to support her in that sense. So, a couple of misses, but it didn't really do any damage.
Haley Krobach on the mound. Taylor Conklin will step in here for the Vikings. She'll be playing shortstop, and the first pitch is up high for a ball. Krobach saw her warming up. She was bringing the noise, humming it in there during
sure
warm-ups.
Was.
And this one popped to second base. Valio back on it, goes off her glove, and it will trickle into right field. So that will be, I don't know, we'll check on the scores decision there, but nonetheless a runner on first base to start the inning here for Vernon.
Tough to call that an error because it was in such a difficult spot to field. I remember when I played third base, we would work on the triangle drill, where they would just pop it up into kind of no man's land between the third base, the shortstop, and the left fielder, and we'd have to work on communication and pretty much just identifying whose ball it is right off the bat.
And those are tough. Those are absolutely really tough plays. Usually it falls in the hand of the second baseman and third baseman, as this one ricochets off of Juan's glove. And a nice play by Hoffman to get it over to Valio for at least 1 out, and they get the lead runner. So a force out on the play gets the first out of the inning here for Blair.
Sure, we'll take a look back here, but you saw it went off the third baseman's glove. Tough hop. And nicely recovered. That's is that Hoffman?
Yeah, Hoffman at short. The first one comes in for a ball.
It's a really nice job of her to stay on her toes and recover that ricochet.
Jen Lancelotti at the dish now for Vernon. Takes a low pitch up the middle for a base hit. And Dorsa is right there to keep the runner at second. That's Verico at second base. So Verico and Lancelotti on base now for the Vikings. We'll bring up Emily Cox, the first baseman, cleanup hitter here for Vernon. 2 runners on, 1 out here in the top of the first. So one thing that Coach said before the game started is that she fully expected Vernon to be able to put the bat on the ball and be aggressive at the plate, and that's kind of what they showed so far.
Yeah, she mentioned that they were it's a team full of athletes, just strong, fast, dedicated athletes.
The 0-1 is up high for a ball, as Verico dancing around off of second base, looking for any opportunity to gain third. And the 1-1 is fouled back. Count goes to 1-2. Verico on second. Lancelotti leads off of first. She doesn't lead yet, but she is standing on first, ready to take a lead. Emily Cox at the dish. And the 1-2 is fouled back right here. I almost caught it. A little bit too short.
We had a scores table in the way, but I think the mic picked up the soggy thud of the ball hitting the grass here. It rained a little bit earlier this morning and last night. We have a little bit of water here.
And a good pitch located on the inside corner at the knees for strike 3. So that is the second out of the inning on a called strike 3, and that'll bring up Regina Incarnato for Vernon.
Yeah, if ever there was a batter to strike out, it's Emily Cox, as she stands at nearly 6 feet tall and just looking to crush it.
Saw some good swings earlier before the game started, some scary swings in the cage for Blair. And the first pitch comes in for a strike at the knees once again.
You know, when you were warming up, when you played, seeing a big hitter like that, in the cage before the game, would you rather see that before or wait as this one gets played into right through the glove of Hoffman.
This will go all the way out to Dorsa in center. Play at the plate, and Verico is safe for the first run of the game. So Vernon on the board first, taking a 1-0 lead now from the base hit from Regina Incarnato. Went just under Hoffman's glove as she was trying to get around it to get her feet in position to throw to first.
Yeah, just everything was a little too quick on that, as we'll take another look here. So you saw that she's in position. Actually, she had to move quite a bit to get that. She was playing up a little bit, so her angle to the ball was kind of tough.
I think that will go as a base hit, as this one is low for a ball. Amanda Headley, the center fielder for Vernon at the plate. A couple runners on base. And this one in for a strike. Very enthusiastic strike call from the home plate umpire, which we always like.
Yeah, it helps us. When we were doing a baseball game last week, we had an umpire who would call a strike and wait a good 4 or 5 seconds before making any physical sign. And we couldn't exactly hear him, so kind of a guessing game on our part.
And actually, Krobach doing a really nice job keeping it low. So you always like that. If the balls are going to be hard hit, you would rather them on the ground than in the air, as this one is swung on and missed for strike 2. So the count goes even now.
Yeah, certainly you'd rather have an infielder be able to knock it down or have a chance at making it out than having to be a screaming line drive.
And
Great
this one
pitch.
actually climbs the ladder with a nice riser, swung on and missed for strike 3. So 1 run in, 2 hits, and Blair heads to the bottom of the first inning, down 1-0. Let's take a look at the lineup here for the Blair Buccaneers. Batting first, playing third is Emily Wan. Batting second and on the mound is Haley Krobach. Batting third, the first baseman, Jade Assad. Batting fourth, the shortstop, Rachel Hoffman. Playing center field and batting fifth, Andrea Dorsa. Behind the plate, batting sixth is Jill McKenna. Batting seventh in left field is Carly Newfield. Batting eighth at second base, Morgan Vallio. And batting ninth in right is Emily Court. So we'll see what this lineup can do. They put 3 runs up on the board against Petty, which followed an 8-run performance against Lawrenceville, where the bats really came alive. That's when Jill McKenna went 3 for 3 with 2 doubles, and Andrea Dorsa put 1 out of the park. So we'll see what Juan can do now. She leads things off here for the Bucks in the bottom of the first. On the mound for Vernon, Regina Incarnato, a base hit up the middle, in her plate appearance in the top of the first. Third baseman playing a little bit up, but not too far to take the bunt away from Juan. This one is up for a ball. And the 1-0 changeup is outside, ball 2.
Those are good spots, just missing a little bit, and a very disciplined Juan at the plate.
That's what you want your leadoff hitter to do, see as many pitches as possible. And the 2-0 is low and squeaks by Case. So the count goes to 3-0 on the leadoff hitter for Blair.
Yeah, you as leadoff, it's certainly in Juan's position. You just want to get on base here because she's such a threat to run. Because she can go.
And there is the first strike of the at-bat at the knees, so we're seeing a low strike zone here, which will behoove the defense. And the 3-1 is a little bit too low as this one sinks to the ground, and Juan will reach base safely to start things off here for the Bucks.
And with that low strike zone, pitchers and catchers will communicate that, and they'll be looking to do that because it's such a difficult spot for hitters. As the bunt attempted, and she goes.
So Krobach squares to bunt, cannot put it down, but Juan able to scoot to second base. So the job is done, and we'll see if Coach Conforti-Browse keeps the bunt on to get Juan all the way over to third with nobody out here in the bottom of the first, excuse me. As this one grounded right back to Incarnato.
Okay.
She will go to first and get Cox, but Juan will move over to third, so a job well done by Krobach.
Maybe a little hit and run action did the job either way, as Juan's over on third base with one out. So very aggressive and good positioning right off the bat from Blair.
Assad steps to the plate now, runner on third with one out here in the bottom of the first. So a fly ball, and here comes a bunt. And it goes right to Incarnato, probably the only place where it could not have gone. But Juan, on the throw, takes home. So a well-executed safety squeeze there by the Buccaneers. And Emily Juan, just like that, ties this game up for the Bucks.
Yeah, really, really simple at-bat. I mean, she got a pitch. She knew what she was going to do. It was going to be a bunt all the way. As we can, we'll take a quick look right here. But, yeah, just lay it down perfect, up the left side, up the third base line, make the throw as long as you can.
I think I misused the term safety squeeze there because Juan was just waiting for Incarnato to throw to first, and she's just fast enough to get there before an even attempted throw by Cox. And the 1-0 is lined to third, and a nice play made by Verico will end the inning. So 3 outs in the bottom of the first, but not before Blair can tie this one up at 1. We'll be back in the top of the second inning, and we're all tied here at Blair Academy. Case, Wentz, and Fox due up for Vernon here in the top of the second inning. We are tied at 1. Very crafty bottom of the first there by Blair.
Yeah, small ball.
Serious small ball. We had a steal, a get him over, or get him in. This one popped into shallow center field. Dorsa on her knees to try to slide and grab it, but it will touch the grass out there in center field for a base hit. So 1 pitch and a runner on base here for the Vikings to start things off in the top of the first.
It was a good job of her keeping the ball in front, though. Made an attempt at catching it, but knew that she couldn't afford to let it get behind her. So an aggressive but defensive move.
Bunt attempt fouled off, so the count will go to 0-1. Assad takes a couple steps in to field the bunt. This one swung on and fouled off down the first base line, so the bunt was not on there, and that will bring the count to 0-2. Case on first. Jasmine Wentz at the dish for Vernon. This one low for a ball. Wentz playing left field today. The vast left field here at Kroner Field.
Yeah, there's a lot of room out there.
And a called strike. I believe that was strike 2. So that was strike 3. That's what I thought. Thought we had the count messed up there once again. So that'll be the first out of the inning as Krobach records her second strikeout of the game.
I was going to say that is an incredibly animated strike, too.
Yeah. Okay, Morgan Fox, the DH at the dish now for Vernon. And a bunt attempt is put down nicely. Assad fields it and tags Cox for the second out of the inning, and that will move Case over to second base. And we now have 2 outs in the inning.
That's a good job by Assad to field that cleanly and get the tag out. Just be careful of that rifle throw over to second.
Yeah.
You know, it just run that ball in. She's not going to advance to third. Unless, of course, you go ahead and zip that over the head of the shortstop.
Conklin fouls this one back right to Derek Raymond, and he misses it once again.
Making me feel bad.
No, 0-1 count to Conklin, the leadoff hitter for Vernon.
I'm restricted to a 3-foot radius around the mixer here.
I will. Oh, wow.
Ground ball right back to Krobach, and it'll be over to first for the third out of the inning. So just like that, the inning is over, and Blair will head into the dugout trying to gain a lead here as the score remains 1-1 here going into the bottom of the second inning. Here she is, the freshman from Blairstown, New Jersey, Andrea Dorsa, playing center field for the Bucks, has had an outstanding season, and you see that there, a 2-run home run earlier this week against rival Lawrenceville at Lawrenceville, which has a legitimate deep fence in left field, and Dorsa paid no mind and was able to get one out of the park, and only a freshman. This is somebody that the coaching staff here at Blair and the entire Blair community, as we said before the game started, is extremely excited about. She had an RBI single against Petty on Wednesday, looking to keep that trend going here today.
Yeah, freshman cooking it over the fence is something to be excited about for the next 4 years.
I think they're also excited about her defense. She plays center field, one of the most important positions on the field. The middle of this defense has been outstanding all season long between McKenna behind the plate, Krobach and Hoffman at short, and Dorsa in center, as this one bounces for a ball.
And you have to be fast in order to play center field anywhere, but especially here with all the room.
Right. Dorsa, a local product here from Blairstown. Count goes to 1-1 now. Incarnata, an 8-pitch inning in the first, as this one grounded sharply to second base. Up with it and over to first. Lancelotti with a great play at second, and a nice scoop there by Cox for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, that was a nice, very, very nice pick over at second base. Let's take another look here if we have time. Yeah, there we go. Just
one hop.
Yeah,
nice play by Lancelotti.
Nice snag.
This one low for a ball to McKenna. McKenna, after her 3-for-3 day against Lawrenceville, remained hitless in Petty's game, so she's looking to get back on that hot streak, as this one is in for a strike, so the count will be 2-1. McKenna, a power hitter, uses all fields, as this one grounded to Lancelotti at second, and she's over to Cox for the second out of the inning. So another quick batter retired there from Incarnato, and that will bring up Newfield, the left fielder.
And another nice defensive sequence from Vernon here, especially second baseman Lancelotti, able to just be very smooth with the leather.
Newfield takes a strike as she has her eye on that hole between third base and shortstop. Conklin takes a step to her left. And the 0-1 to Newfield is in for a strike once again. So 0-2 the count.
All right, look for this low and away pitch from Incarnato.
And this one swung on and missed. A great pitch. It looked like a changeup from here. Will retire the side. So another quick inning from Incarnato sends Blair back into the dugout. The score still 1-1. Two, 3, 4 up here for Vernon in the top of the third inning. Verico, Lancelotti, and Cox. Lindsay Verico, the third baseman, 0 for 1 on the day. She reached on a fielder's choice that ricocheted off the glove of Emily Wan and into the glove of Rachel Hoffman, who was able to get it over to Valio for the first out of the inning in the first inning. Krobach at 23 pitches through 2 innings, so doing a good job keeping that count down. Is this one in for a strike?
Yeah, on Wednesday we saw Assad with, it was over 100 for sure, right? 100-something pitches?
Sure was.
I think it was around 100, almost 120.
This one in for a ball.
I'm sure she could have pitched another 7, no problem.
And a good pitch from Krobach in for a strike, so now she's ahead 1-2. And a beautiful changeup from Krobach freezes Verico at the plate, and that'll be the first out of the inning. Beautiful pitch there by Krobach. That will bring up Jen Lancelotti, the second baseman. Made a couple nice plays in the field. See if she can do it with the bat. She is 1 for 1 with a single on the day. And this one high for a ball. And 2-0 the count. Fouled off down the right field line. Little extra juice on that one from Krobach. She's been able to change speeds rather efficiently here in the first 3 innings. So the count will go to 2-1.
Yeah, you mentioned change speeds. She absolutely froze Verico on that strike 3. I mean, she was standing still for a good 2 seconds before that thing came in there.
And this one swung on and missed, and that one had even more heat on it as she climbed the ladder there. So the count goes to 2-2 with 1 out here in the top of the third.
It's a really nice job by Krobach changing her spots up. She knows that that low strike zone is always there for her, but she's able to pick her locations very nicely.
So Lancelotti battling at the plate. The second baseman batting third, a la Chase Utley. And this one popped into shallow left. Carly Newfield comes on and makes a nice play on a ball that was diving towards the ground for the second out of the inning.
Yeah, she really put herself in a really good spot before the pitch was even thrown, recognizing the batter and her tendencies. So she put herself in a very nice spot. That's good coaching, and that's good adaptation.
Cox, a cleanup hitter at the dish. She is 0 for 1 on the day as she takes a strike to start this at-bat. Cox struck out looking her first time up, and the 0-1 is high for a ball. 1-1 the score here, an overcast day. Nice breeze. It's a cool afternoon here. No rain. Rained a little bit this morning as this one swung on and missed. Another beautiful changeup from Krobach.
Yeah, we won't have any of the players using the sun as an excuse today, that's for sure.
Easier to judge the fly ball as well. And another strikeout from Krobach as she goes with the high fastball once again. Haley Krobach finding herself in a bit of a groove here as Blair enters the bottom of the third inning looking to break this tie. Live here from Kroner Field. This is Strive Network's coverage of Blair Academy softball. Bottom of the third here at Kroner Field. Blair remains knotted at 1 with the Vernon Township High School Vikings. Stepping up to the plate for the Buccaneers, Morgan Valio, the second baseman.
Vernon, of course, hosts Mountain Creek.
Yeah.
Water and ski park, formerly Action Park for those who went when they were a kid. The danger and lawsuit factory that was Danger Park, Action Park, I should say. I'm sorry.
I've never been there, but I've heard some good things. Never a big skier. Never really had the body type to.
Well, there's always summer fun. I was telling you earlier, they had a slide. They built a full water enclosed tube, not a half tube.
This one grounded to short. Up with it. It's Conklin, and over to first for the first out of the inning. Go ahead.
But they built a fully enclosed tube water slide that had a 360-degree loop in there. And they never opened it to the public. They built it. And I think they might have had it open for a couple of days, but too many people were getting injured on that thing, staff members included.
Oh, boy. That is not safe.
Yeah, so.
But I'm sure people were excited about that when it was being built.
Well, that was the allure of Action Park, because it was all about, hey, you could seriously get hurt here. I mean, they had the cement scooter downhill deals where it was just you kind of hold on for dear life, and it was at your own pace, so you could go as fast or as slow as you wanted. I mean, it was a treacherous place.
Emily Court at the dish. The count goes to 2-1. Court, sophomore, playing right field today with a great lefty swing. We saw her in the cages before the game started. I actually saw her getting that bat against Petty as she takes this one high for a ball, and you can just tell by the ferociousness of her swing, the aggressiveness of her swing, that she can do some serious damage at the plate.
Yeah, she's certainly ready to go here.
The 3-1 is taken high for a ball, so a nice at-bat puts a runner on first for Blair. Got one out here in the bottom of the third. That will bring up Emily Wan, leadoff hitter here for the Bucks. Wan scored in her first trip around the base path. And the first pitch is a changeup in for a strike. Nice pitch there by Incarnato. Juan walked her first time at the plate. And this is in for a strike, a little bit high and inside, but the count will go to 0-2.
A little bit of a late call here, but I think that snuck its way in there, and the umpire decided it as well.
This one grounded to the pitcher, Incarnato, and she will toss it over to Cox for the second out of the inning. Over to second base is Court. And that will bring up Haley Krobach, the pitcher, batting in the 2-hole here for the Buccaneers.
All right, so with a runner on second, we've got scoring position with 2 outs here. Hard hit ground ball or fly ball to the outfield will certainly.
This one in for a strike at the knees. Krobach saying I should probably get those as well, which she has been getting. This one nubbed to Incarnato. Krobach tries to beat it out, but got her by a step to retire the side here in the 3rd inning. So just like that, we are in the top of the 4th. Game still knotted at 1. Top of the 4th set to start here at Blair Academy. Game tied at 1. Haley Krobach doing a fantastic job here for the Buccaneers. Threw a perfect game versus Walk Hill Valley earlier this week. From Oak Ridge, New Jersey, only a junior, so she will be back here for the Buccaneers next year. And the first pitch to Incarnato is in for a strike. Incarnato 1 for 1 on the day. She is the recipient of the RBI, or I should say she is the owner of the lone RBI here for Vernon. As this one grounded to second. Valio makes a great effort to stop it from going into the outfield. But Incarnato will beat it out, and we will have a runner on first to start things off here in the top of the 4th.
Yeah, that's tough trying to make that diving, sliding stop, and then from your knees throw across the body. And, yeah, don't forget, there's only 60 feet to first. So it really tough job to try and get that out. But nice work keeping that inside the infield.
First pitch in for a strike to Amanda Headley. She's 0 for 1 on the day. This one in for a ball. Count goes to 1-1. So far, no bunt in play here, even though Assad creeping up, as is Juan. This one skied back out to shallow center field. Dorsa underneath it, and she will retire. Headley for the first out of the inning. Double play still in order here.
And to get a double play in softball, it's got to be ripped at a shortstop pretty much, or a third baseman.
First pitch into the catcher, Kacase, is a strike. Kacase 1 for 1 on the day. Squares to bunt. This one will be low for a ball as Assad charges from first. So the count goes to 1-1 with Incarnato staying put at first base.
Very alert infield. Everyone called bunt and knew their job. You saw Vallejo cycle over as this one's popped out of play behind the backstop.
And it almost hits a spectator. I think it might have actually caught somebody in the shoulder, but everybody seems to be fine. Count goes to 1-2 on Case.
There's nothing funny about a head injury. Fortunately, everyone's all right and having a good laugh.
And this one hit out to center field. Dorsa playing shallow will make the second out of the inning. It's her second put out of the inning as well. And that will bring up Jasmine Wentz, the left fielder here. It's 0 for 1 on the day. And this one lined between Assad and Valio.
Wow.
And a beautiful play.
Not quite. I thought that was about going to be called out, but nice, very nice.
Zaranchev in right field with a heads-up play to try to get the runner at first, but not in time. So we'll have runners at first and second now with 2 outs. There's a beautiful hit there by Wentz. Morgan Fox, the DP, I should say, steps up to the plate, fouls this one back. Count goes to 0-1. She is 0 for 0 on the day with a sacrifice bunt in the second inning. Count goes to 1-1 on the 9-hitter for Vernon.
There it is. It's a nice strike.
So 2 strikes on Fox. And this one is fouled back to the screen. We'll do it all over again. Well, we're not sure if Zaranchev is in the game permanently here for Court.
She's certainly made the play a batter ago to try and get that out at first.
And this one popped down the third baseline. Haley Krobach with an outstanding athletic play to retire the side. So 2 runners left on base, no runs scored. Blair will enter the bottom of the 4th now, trying to break this 1-1 tie. Jade Assad will get things going here for the Buccaneers in the bottom of the 4th inning. Assad, along with her tremendous pitching performance on Wednesday, also had an RBI single, I believe, early in the game. That gave Blair one of its 3 runs, as Blair went on to win that game against Petty 3-2. So Assad making a huge contribution not only on the mound, but at the plate as well. And she will stand in here 0 for 0 on the day with a walk. And she will take the first pitch for a ball. Count is 1-0. Incarnato doing a really good job on the mound here for Vernon, being very efficient, throwing few pitches, getting ground balls, doing a really nice job. This one grounded back to Incarnato. Assad hustling to first, and she gets there before the throw can reach Lancelotti. She's unable to field it cleanly, so we have a runner on first here to start things off in the bottom of the fourth.
The full swing bunt in effect there.
There you go.
Hey, any way you can do it.
So Assad will reach safely, and that'll bring up Rachel Hoffman, who's 0 for 1 on the day. Hoffman, a big power hitter here, one of the many batters in this Blair lineup that can go gap to gap, as we have a pinch runner here for Assad. That'll be number 4, Katie Shook. This one will be low for a ball to Hoffman, so it starts off 1-0. And this one grounded right back to Incarnato, up with it and throws quickly over to first. And that'll be the first out of the inning, but able to move the runner over was Hoffman. So a productive out there for the cleanup hitter.
Yeah, another jammed swing, able to put down a bunt-like hit, able to move over, and as you said, a productive out here, moves the runner over into scoring position.
And that'll bring up Andrea Dorsa, who's 0 for 1 on the day. She had a hard ground ball to second base her first time up. Lancelotti made a really nice play as this one in for a strike to get things going here, 0-1. And this one high for a ball. Shook thinks about going to third, but will retreat back to second base. And this one in for a strike, so the count goes to 1-2. Really impressed with Incarnato so far here today. Change up low for a ball. Good block by Kikase behind the plate. And a great bounce to keep Shook at second base. A nice pitch. This one lined, or I'm sorry, a little humpback liner into center field. That'll be a base hit for Andrea Dorsa, so we'll have runners on first and second here with one out in the bottom of the fourth. That'll bring up Jill McKenna looking to bust things open for Blair.
Yeah, it was hitting a really tricky spot, so Shook unable to advance, but no damage. She's still in scoring position, and now we got 2 runners on.
This one will reach the backstop, and both runners will advance. So now you have runners at second and third, both in scoring position for McKenna.
Yeah, with a great power hitter up right now in McKenna, she's able to get a hold of this one, and it could very well score 2 here. Just hit it hard somewhere on the ground.
And this one goes outside for another ball, so the count goes to 2-0 on McKenna.
Or hit it hard in the air. You know, anything works at this point. I think you'll have an opportunity to score 1 if you hit it deep in the outfield.
And the 2-0, McKenna squares the bunt. This blocked nicely once again by Kikase, and now it's 3-0.
Yeah, it was a nice job by Kikase because she started to come up anticipating the bunt, and the pitch went down, so she really had to change positions very quickly mid-pitch.
This one low for a ball, so they choose not to come anywhere near the strike zone against McKenna, which might be a good strategy here, but only 1 out in the inning. They still have a double play in order, and that bring up Carly Newfield.
You know, that's probably for better, walking her. 1, it puts the force everywhere, including home. Also, you don't give her the opportunity to smack it.
Newfield, a slap hitter. Takes a couple steps towards first and lets this one drop for a ball. So the count is 1-0. Incarnato having great control all game long, starting to lose it a little bit here in the bottom of the fourth, missing a lot low in the dirt. And this one bounces once again, and a nice stop once again by Kikase.
Shook doing a good job to play aggressive on third just in case it gets by, because pitcher is missing low right now.
Even though it is a short backstop, a good enough jump can get you home. And Newfield takes this one for a strike. Two and one the count to the left fielder for Blair Academy. And this one swung on and missed, so the count will go to 2-2. Newfield looking to gain the first lead of the game for Blair Academy. Incarnato has other ideas as the infield is up for Vernon. And Newfield takes this one low. Count goes to 3-2 now. And a good take there by Newfield will plate a runner and give Blair its first run, its first lead of the game, I should say. So a great at-bat by Newfield. And that will keep the bases loaded here with one out. And that'll bring up Morgan Valio, the junior second baseman here for the Bucks.
It's nice discipline at the plate, and you know, with Incarnato starting to lose a little bit of her control here, you're going to take as much as you can here. Force her to throw strikes.
Jane Kim is the courtesy runner on second base for Jill McKenna. So Kim on second, Newfield on first. This one grounded to short. Conklin up with it, and a nice scoop over at first base by Cox for the second out of the inning. But a run does score as Dorsa crosses the plate for the third run of the game here for the Bucks.
Yeah, you'll see everyone alert here. All runners are moving. Unfortunately, there was no play at second because second baseman couldn't quite get over. That's Lancelotti. She was playing too far in between first and second to be able to make a play, possibly a double play.
So we have runners on second and third. Emily Cord back up at the dish here for the Buccaneers, and she will take this one low for a ball. I believe the count now 2-0 as the first pitcher in the replay outside for a ball.
This one
for a ball as well.
A little high. Chin music.
Court hits this one solidly. Conklin can't field it cleanly. She's going to have to eat this one, and another run scores here for Blair as Jane Kim puts the fourth run across here for the Buccaneers.
Yeah, I'm not sure who that was advancing from second to third, but she definitely played an impact in how this ball was fielded as we take another look here. Crosses right in front. I wonder if she... No, I think just, got in her eye line.
It's Carly Newfield. And Court will take off towards second base, and she will get there without a throw. Is this one low for a ball? So we have runners at second and third now, 2 outs in the inning.
Yeah, just getting in the eye line will kind of screw up what's happening with any of the defenders here.
And this one low for a ball once again. So 2-0 is the count. That is Emily Wan, the leadoff hitter for the Bucks at the dish, looking to extend this lead. All the runs coming with the bases loaded here for Blair. Or started with the bases loaded here for Blair. A couple of ground balls, some misplays, and a little bit of walk sprinkled in.
Yep. And it just seems like Incarnato's release point, her timing's just a little off. All the misses are low here, so it seems like she's just a little bit early.
Tries to overcompensate there, and she will walk Juan. That's Juan's second walk of the game.
No damage, though.
No damage as the bases go loaded here. With 2 outs in the bottom of the fourth, Haley Krobach will now step to the plate. Krobach 0 for 2 on the day. She grounded out in both plate appearances. One to the pitcher, one to the second baseman, I believe. So Blair looking to get some more runs on the board here. It's been a tight game so far. 4-1 is the score, bottom of the fourth inning. Incarnato deals, and the first pitch is a strike to Krobach. One hit has reached the outfield. That was the bloop single by Andrea Dorsa, as this one grounded back to Incarnato over to first for the third out of the inning. So could have been a lot worse. A great job by Incarnato to get out of the jam with the bases loaded, but not before Blair can put 3 runs on the board and gain a 3-run lead here as we enter the top of the 5th inning. We'll be back right after this. This is Strive's coverage of Blair Academy Softball. Top of the order here for the Vernon Vikings as Taylor Conklin steps to the plate. Krobach now with a 3-run lead to work with here in the top of the 5th. Krobach, 4 innings pitched, 5 hits, 5 strikeouts, as this one flown out to deep center field, and Dorsa is there to make another nice play. First out of the inning on 1 pitch there for Krobach.
Yeah, you want to talk about efficiency. That's the best way.
That is Dorsa's 3rd put out of the game. And that'll bring up Lindsay Verico, the 3rd baseman here for Vernon. And this one high for a ball. Count goes to 1-0. Krobach back healthy, and Assad, a very formidable 1-2 punch here, as they're kind of, I can't say it enough, but this Blair team is really coming together in every way possible at the perfect time. This one popped to Valio at second base, and she will close her glove around it for the 2nd out of the inning.
Another couple pitches, and there's another out here, so Krobach able to keep her pitch count very low this inning so far.
4 pitches this inning, 53 total on the game.
That's a great number.
2 outs here, nobody on in the top of the 5th. Jen Lancelotti pops this one foul to start off the at-bat. So it appears, just to not glance over something that we have misinterpreted here, but to address it, that Emily Court is the DP here for Blair today.
Okay.
As Liana Zaranchev is manning the right field duties for the Bucks. And this one grounded to short. Hoffman up with it, over to first for the 3rd out of the inning. So an excellent inning here for Krobach. Only 55 pitches on the game, 6 pitches in that inning. And a quick one puts Blair into the dugout here.
That took 2 minutes.
Yeah, I know. And they come up to the plate in the bottom of the 5th inning, looking to extend their 3-run lead here over Vernon. Assad will lead things off here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Assad had Katie Shook pinch run for her last time she reached base, and I believe Shook did score that inning. Assad 1 for 1 on the day as she beat out an infield single her first time at the plate. This one in low for a ball. Incarnado still on the mound for the Vikings.
She's looking to have a much better outing this inning. That's a funny thing to say, outing this inning. Just trying to get hold of the control here and just put them in for strikes.
And the 1-0 is grounded to first. Cox up with it, and she will mosey over to first for the first out of the inning.
And that's what happens. You give your fielders an opportunity to make a play here, and more often than not, it's going to go right to someone to make an out.
That'll bring up Rachel Hoffman, 0 for 2 on the day, looking to break out of her minuscule slump here. And this one taken low for a ball. Hoffman doing a fantastic job at shortstop today. Usually plays first for the Bucks when Assad is pitching. And the 1-0 swung on and missed, but that was a phenomenal swing. She did not get cheated on that one.
Nope. That thing just dropped, the ball just dropped out right from under her and unable to make contact, but a really good swing. Looking to left field in that one.
And the 1-1, this one is rocketed between short and third for a base hit. So a nice piece of hitting for Hoffman. Puts a runner on base with 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th.
Yep, able to stay back on that and crank it in between the hole, between third and short for a nice base hit.
So Hoffman on first. That'll bring up Dorsa, who is 1 for 2 on the day. Dorsa with a seeing eye single, or a Texas leaguer, I should say, to center field. Her last time at the dish, which started the rally to get Blair this 3-run lead. Ball will squirt past Kikase, and Hoffman will head to second base. One and 0 on Dorsa.
Incarnata really has to try and dig deep and just find that strike zone. Don't try and aim it, just have a catch here.
And this one grounded up the middle for another base hit from Dorsa. Around third, and scoring is Hoffman. Dorsa advances to second base as she wears a 1 hop to the rib cage, but she will slide in safely at second base, so an RBI single for Andrea Dorsa.
Yeah, tough to say whether or not this would have been a play at the plate if Incarnado didn't try and relay this here. See, that would have been a close play, but she's unable to handle it, and the runner advances to second, and the runner from third scores.
A wild pitch will bring Dorsa over to third. Has Blair now with a 5-1 lead. Jill McKenna at the plate now for the Bucks. 1-0 is the count. And this one in for a strike. Just caught the outside corner.
And McKenna certainly looking to look for her pitch to crank this one in left field here. She's been looking to get a hit all day.
And this one grounded to Conklin at short. She's going to come home with it. Sliding in safely is Dorsa. So another run on the board for the Bucks. A nice slide from Dorsa. McKenna will stay put at first. And Dorsa is walking gingerly back to the dugout, shaking it off. So you're seeing some pretty incredible toughness out of the freshman as well.
Yes, certainly. I was surprised that one would come home. We're going to take another look at this here on replay.
Had the infield playing up, so Conklin tried to get the lead runner at home.
So you'll see there.
Case trying to block the plate, but Dorsa able to beat the throw as well. And this one, the slap to third base, and a beautiful play by Verico over at third, and that'll be the second out of the inning to get Newfield. A nice play by Verico. First pitch is a strike to Valio. Jane Kim running for McKenna at second base, and Valio will foul this one off.
Yeah, change up just a little bit ahead of that one, able to get a very small piece.
0-2 is the count. Had it wrong there for a second on the scoring bug. So Incarnato with the 0-2, and this is swung on and missed, but it will reach the backstop, and Valio will reach first base safely as this one travels up the third baseline. So now we have runners at first and third. What should have been 3 outs, but only 2 now. And that'll bring up Liana Zranchev, who's now going to bat for Emily Court. So the DP and flex is starting to make a little bit more sense for me as a consumer here.
And that's a very nice job by Vallejo. Real good heads-up softball, unoccupied first base, swinging on a strike 3. Knew immediately that she was able to take first and went ahead and did so. Now she's on second in scoring position. So it's small things like that that add up to make this Blair offense really menacing for defenses.
And a bunt attempt will be ruled a foul ball.
I'm not sure why.
I think that went off of Zranchev's person.
Take another quick look here beforehand, see if we can figure it out. Yeah. Off the hip or something.
I believe the count now 1-2 to Zranchev. And this one low for a ball. And this one will be high for a ball. So good eye by Zranchev.
And the catcher, Julie Cocase, really earning her money today.
Absolutely.
These athletes don't get paid. Please no one call in about that.
And this one will be low for a ball, and that will be ball 4, and that'll load the bases here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th inning.
But if you do want to call, here's Tom's cell phone number.
And that will turn things over here. Emily Wan now at the plate for the Buccaneers. First pitch to Wan is high for a ball. The count goes to 1-0.
Did you ever wish you had the phone number 867-5309?
No, I can't say that I did.
I don't think anyone does at this point.
And this one grounded just past Incarnato. Conklin up with it, but Juan able to beat it out, and another run will score here as Jane Kim crosses the plate for the Bucks.
That's a tough play on the infield. A hard hit ball. Take another look real quick. Yeah, I think it was the path of the ball was kind of altered.
And a base hit off of second base from Haley Krobach will plate 2 more for the Buccaneers. A nice hit from Krobach helping her cause. Now we have runners on first and second. Here in the bottom of the 5th, Assad, who led the inning off, now with an opportunity to end it here by way of the 10-run rule. Ground ball to second. Lancelotti up with it, and she will retire the side here. So another long inning. This one riddled with hits and some great base running puts Blair up 10-1. Getting set to start the top of the 6th here. I want to apologize. We added an extra run there, so the score actually now is 9-1.
Always a cheater.
In favor of Blair Academy. Krobach still on the mound for the Buccaneers as McKenna throws this one down to second. That will bring up Emily Cox, the first baseman, who's 0 for 2 on the day. Really impressed with Cox in the field today. She has done a nice job over at first.
The downside of not having digital signage is that we got to wait for someone to put it up there. And so sometimes in these longer innings where there's a lot happening, we're human beings, we get mixed up a little bit.
Krobach 55 pitches through 5 innings. As this one is scorched to Valio at second base, and a beautiful play there.
What a
we'll
play.
Start off the top of the 6th with an out.
Yeah, this one was absolutely rocketed to Valio here. So take another look. In slow motion, it looks. She picked that up on the short hop. That was a very nice job.
Outstanding play by Valio over at second. That'll bring up Incarnato, who is 2 for 2 on the day. This one low for a ball. And this one up the middle for another single. Incarnato is 3 for 3, so she is on fire at the plate. And a base runner on board here for Vernon.
That's a good job by Dorsa to play that. It took a big hop, the seam from the infield to the outfield here, and she's able to flash her glove up and keep that from going by her.
Good reaction out there in center field. Amanda Headley, the center fielder for Vernon, at the plate now. Will take a ball high. Count goes to 1-0. Have one out here in the top of the 6th. And this one high as well. So the count goes to 2-0 in Headley's favor. Headley, the sixth hitter here in this Viking lineup. She flied out to center her last time up. This is in for a strike, so the count goes to 2-1. Krobach in control on the mound, gave up a run in the first, and nothing after that as this one is fouled back.
Thought that was thunder.
So did
it turns out that was, there it is again. That's Verico making a lot of noise here. Everyone looking at her.
So high for a ball, so it goes to 3-1. It's a little bit effective, I think you can say.
Certainly throwing me off my game.
Sorry, count 3-2.
It's throwing off everyone's game.
Yeah, and this one lined into left field. This will drop in front of Newfield. So back-to-back singles here for Vernon. And a little bit of life on the bench and on the field. We have runners on second and first here with one out in the inning.
Verico's noise machine is working here, so I don't think we're going to be having silence at going forward anymore.
And this will induce a mound visit as Julie Kikase steps to the plate now for the Vikings. Kikase, as you said, is doing a fantastic job blocking the ball behind the plate, really working hard back there. She flied out to center in her last plate appearance, and she singled to right field in her first plate appearance.
Just a little pep talk.
So Krobach, the runners at second and first here. She's now up to 62 pitches.
That's got to stop.
First pitch to Kikase is fouled back, so the count will go to 0-1. Double play in order here. Kikase with a hard ground ball in her first plate appearance. And this one swung on and fouled off of the knee, but they're going to call this fair. And they will confer here and appeal it. And they
Foul
will
ball.
reverse the call here to a foul ball. So the right call made as the trainers will now come onto the field to check up on Kikase.
That's unfortunate that that she had to run down first base. I mean, you know, if she got hit, it's better to keep yourself from getting more injured. Just go down there, and you know they'll probably end up calling a delayed foul ball. But you know, because she started running, no one really knew exactly what to do at that point. So it's unfortunate that she run it out, but it's good that the call was reversed and it was a foul ball. So she'll get another shot here.
Right, and that was from our vantage point. It was pretty obvious that it hit her because she
Right.
was immediately affected. So I guess in that case, you're just taught to sell it even more, or just stay in the box so they
Right.
know that you know that it hit you.
Yeah.
The 0-2 fouled off once again, so we'll do it all over.
Verico in her spare time is the drummer for a rock band, I think.
And the 0-2, line to short. Up with it is Hoffman. She'll go back over to first, and they will double up Vernon here in the top of the sixth inning and head to the bottom of the sixth with a 9-1 lead. So a great job getting out of a jam there. Tremendous double play by Rachel Hoffman.
Yeah, that's an excellent defensive play by Hoffman. We'll take another look here. Hopefully this camera catches it, but it was speared. No, we don't see the catch, but we see the aftermath of it here, and
wow, even more impressive. The easier play was to second, but Valio couldn't quite get there in time. So a pump fake to second base and then a strike over to first base got the runner to double them off here. So we will head into the bottom of the sixth inning with Blair leading 9-1. And coming up to bat for the Buccaneers is, I believe, Rachel Hoffman, who just made that excellent play at short. We're going to be back right after this. This is Strive Network's coverage of Blair Academy Athletics. Hoffman will get things going here in the bottom of the sixth. She singled through the shortstop and third base hole her last time up, seeing the ball extremely well at the plate. Also scored a run. A lot of times you see somebody make a tremendous play in the field and follow suit at the plate, as this one is outside for a ball.
that's right. They're feeling good, confident, and you know those plays in the field. They oftentimes do transfer over to the batter's box. So I'm looking for a home run here.
Nothing too big.
A lot of pressure.
At 2 balls now to Hoffman.
Oh, a hitter's count here, so nice pitch. Look for her to just sit back and crank on it.
And the 2-0 is taken for a strike, low and inside, so the count goes to 2-1. Change up high for a ball. So another hitter's count here, 3-1. Hoffman looking for one pitch in one spot, looking to drive it to get things going here in the bottom of the sixth. And this is taken for a strike, a little high, confused the umpire for a second, but a full count now to Hoffman.
Yeah, I think they're going to give that one to the pitcher, though. You know, hasn't taken the bat off the shoulder yet.
And a ground ball to Conklin, up with it, over to first, and that'll be the first out of the inning.
The human element of the strike zone coming into play oftentimes. All the time, actually.
That'll bring up Andrea Dorsa, who is 2 for 3 on the day with 2 singles.
As a catcher, how much interaction do you have with an umpire? I mean, what are some guidelines, or I don't want to say rules, but is there conversation? What happens back there?
Yeah, I think it really depends. As this one is in for a strike, goes to 1-1. It depends sometimes. You have umpires that like to talk to you about stuff. You have umpires that like to focus. Sometimes if you're in the zone catching, you don't really want to continue that dialogue, but it could be. The one thing you don't want to do is if you disagree, you never want to turn and face the umpire, because that shows everybody that you are not happy with the decisions that he has made, as that one's in for a ball. So it goes to 2-1 on Dorsa. That's like a big thing, especially and if you take your mask off, that's might be grounds for an ejection. Exactly.
Yeah.
But nothing wrong with a little bit of dialogue, and sometimes it will be paid forward when you step up to the plate.
Right.
But understanding the strike zone and getting in the umpire's good graces is certainly a way for a catcher to be able to steal some strikes for their pitcher. As this one is lined into right center field, and it will drop for a base hit. Dorsa around first. She's heading to second. She's rounding second, heading for third. And a stand-up triple for Andrea Dorsa. She is now 3 for 4 on the day. An outstanding game for the freshman.
That's quite a hit and a really good effort in the outfield. At center field, just unable to come up with it here. As we'll take a quick look here. I mean, this one was just well struck. Just missed it. An excellent diving effort.
That's Headley in center field,
right,
with a nice effort there. Almost able to make a spectacular play, but it will roll pretty much to the fence, and Dorsa will go all the way to third. And I believe this is Brianna Lair hitting. Brianna Lair, as we said, the brother of Eddie Lair, the third baseman for the varsity baseball team, who has been on fire all season long. He's 2-0 on the mound. He's also batting well above 400 with over 10 extra base hits. Brianna with a very similar swing to her older brother, and she'll get an opportunity here to plate a run after Dorsa's triple. And we saw you were mentioning Lair's swing in batting practice. Really impressed by it. We're hoping to see her, and now here she is in the bottom of the 6th.
My favorite. Yeah, I don't think it's any coincidence that the Lair siblings share similar mechanics.
The 0-1 is low for a ball. Here comes Dorsa, and she will score easily. So the count goes to 1-1, 10-1 the score now.
Is that an RBI?
Not sure.
It's another one of those tricky little baseball facts. I don't know.
So the count is 1-1 on Brianna Lair. Lair only a freshman. She is the backup catcher here for the Buccaneers. This one is low for a ball.
You know, it's all right to tell me if I'm wrong. You could say no to me if you know the answer.
I don't know. I don't know the answer. To be honest with you, I would tell you. This one taken low. Count goes to 3-1. Just one out here in the bottom of the 6th. Blair will end it with the dinger.
Which is what I was hoping for.
And this is high for a ball, so Blair will reach base safely in her first plate appearance of the day.
It's not what the fans wanted, but it's good for Blair. Get a base runner, and that's the what did you call it? The walk-off? The half walk-off?
The semi walk-off. We have a pinch hitter here for Carly Newfield. I believe this is Jane Kim. Kim, also a freshman. Been doing some courtesy running here today. Scored a couple of runs.
Good cut.
This is swung on and fouled back. Incarnato at about 85 pitches here today. This one is taken low for a ball.
She's like a statue in the box there. I mean, nothing. Very planted and loaded up, ready to go.
Not too many wasted movements there.
Wow.
And the 1-1 is swung on and missed. Scooped up nicely by Kikase behind the plate.
Wants that one back for sure.
And the 1-2 was taken high for a ball. 2-2 now the count. And this one bounced in for another ball. Kikase tries to throw behind Blair. Blair gets back safely.
First one of those all day.
Count is full. And this is taken low for a ball. So Kim will get on board here. Now we have runners on first and second here. 10-1 game. And a base hit could do it here, as I believe this is Morgan Valio stepping to the plate for the Buccaneers. Valio playing a fantastic second base today. This one is taken for a strike. The 0-1 bounced in there for a ball. Kikase doing a fantastic job, keeping as much in front of her as possible.
Yeah, that's right. She's really earning her money today. I think I already said that. dang it.
Running out of one-liners.
This one taken for a strike, so the count will go to 1-2. Incarnato still battling here in the sixth inning. Change up, flown out to right field. Settling under it is Schaefer, and it'll go off of her glove. Coming around third, Brianna Lair, and this could be the winning run. And Brianna Lair makes it 11-1 here in the bottom of the sixth.
Just get confirmation from the bookkeepers here, and yeah, that's going to be it.
And we have it. So that will be your final 11-1 Blair over Vernon High School. And off the bat of Morgan Valio, who is in contention for our player of the game. Haley Krobach had a fantastic game on the mound. Andrea Dorsa, obviously 3 for 4, 2 singles and a triple. But a nice hit there. It put some decent wood on it from Morgan Valio after making some fantastic plays in the field, able to seal the deal here for the Buccaneers.
Yeah, it was a really nice nice job by all of the batters here for Blair. Vallejo being Valio. I think I've been saying Vallejo the entire time. Just putting it in play and seeing what can happen here. Aggressive base running, as always, by the Buccaneers. I mean, they're known for Coach Stone over the baseball. Mm-hmm. That's one of his main points of coaching, is to be aggressive. And the same thing for Coach Conforti Brow is to be aggressive at all times. And you saw she was putting some of the pinch hitters in. Kim was in. Lair was in. Just giving them a couple of looks, and that's good for developing players, is to at game speed. You want to give them an opportunity at game speed, and they were able to come through. Lair getting the walk, having good discipline, even though I was looking for the home run personally, able to get on base to help her team out, and then that's Valio coming in at the end, just putting it out there. And unfortunately for Vernon out in right field, that's I believe that's Schaefer. Out in right field, couldn't quite handle it, and that'll do it.
So a very complete game here from Blair. It was a tight game going into, I believe, the 4th or 5th inning.
Yeah, it was all
tied
up.
And then it just kind of opened up for Blair. So they're doing a great job of getting the ball in play, some timely hits, some disciplined plate appearances, getting some walks, and some great defense and great pitching from Haley Krobach, who went 6 innings, gave up 7 hits, 1 run. It was not earned, and 5 strikeouts on the day. So another masterful performance by Krobach on the mound. And Blair will next take on Hill Hill tomorrow, and an extremely important Maple League matchup. Here's a look at their remaining schedule once again. They'll take on Hill tomorrow. Next week they have Phillipsburg, and they have the state semis and finals. And then the following week they'll play Warren Hills, and then that extremely important Mercersburg doubleheader. So Blair will need to win 2 of the 3 remaining Maple games to clinch at least a share of the Maple League title with Petty. If they win all 3, they win it outright. And they also have the state tournament sprinkled in next week as well. So an exciting time for this Blair team. They improved to 8-6 on the year. They're playing their best softball at the best time of the year. And we'll go over some of the offensive stats today. Emily Wan was 1 for 2 with a single. Haley Krobach was 1 for 4 with a single. Jade Assad 1 for 3. Rachel Hoffman 1 for 3. Andrea Dorsa 3 for 4.
Wow.
And
Just
then
everyone.
some other timely hits and situational hitting from the rest of the lineup as well, and some good aggressive base running, as you alluded to earlier. So for Derek Raymond and everybody here at Blair Academy, once again, your final 11-1, Blair wins, and we'll be back next week for a girls lacrosse matchup. So don't miss that one, and we'll be back the following Saturday for a boys lacrosse matchup. Thanks everybody for joining us. Have a great evening. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time.